Hey there, Canopy growth traders and investors. It's Rod with Pow Group. Welcome back on The Pursuit of Wealth, your home for MJ stocks, crypto assets, news, and interviews. Also home to the best MJ community. Today is Thursday, June 6th. Hope you're doing well. Maybe not so well after this news. Canopy Growth announced today a 250 million ATM, so at the market offering, so further dilution. And this comes after Tilray actually just did a similar move, but there is some negativity to the details of why they're doing this, and we'll discuss all of that and more. I've been saying for a while now that, the saying has never been more true. As the saying goes, show me the chart and I'll tell you the news. We knew to be expecting monthly consolidation. We were still in a monthly downtrend on Canopy, and we hadn't confirmed a monthly uptrend. And something very similar happened on OGI, where it started the monthly bounce, it exploded, and then we saw, a very substantial move to the upside, but still not a monthly uptrend. Then they announced dilution. And then same thing happened with Canopy. They had a big move, announced a 50 million private placement, and now another ATM as well. And I just did a video on Canopy Growth yesterday, how they exercised their option to buy Acreage, and Acreage is also raising 10 million. So dilution continues. But before we get to it, make sure to smash the like. That helps support me in the channel. It doesn't cost you anything. If you're new, you can subscribe, tick the bell, all that good stuff, and you'll be notified on any future videos or when I go live. As always, this is not financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. I'm not a financial advisor, and you should never buy or sell anything based on anything that I say or write. Also, full disclosure, I do own Canopy in my portfolio, and I posted this over on X, formerly Twitter. You can follow us over there, and the handle for that is @GroupPow. Going to be using that as my platform of choice going forward. So again, if you haven't seen this video, you can check it out. But essentially, Canopy, Acreage, we have Tilray, OGI, so the companies that have yet to really turn a profit, right? We need to expect dilution. And this is something that I've been saying for a while, ever since the prices started to recover. We need to expect more dilution. And here's the news. Canopy Growth establishes US 250 million at the market program to further enhance the company's financial position and facilitate growth. In their recent earnings, I discussed the fact that they didn't have any major debt due until March of 2026. But obviously with Acreage, and it's a little bit of an uncertainty and a cloud of worry there, because we don't really know exactly what's going to be required there. It's probably going to be substantial. You're talking about hundreds of millions of dollars worth of debt. So we'll see what happens, but I think, impeccable timing. Ohio coming online, Acreage has a big footprint there, and then also rescheduling. If 280E goes away, that's going to be huge for Acreage bottom line and Canopy USA. And then, Florida coming online, and Canopy USA acquiring Acreage. And as we know, Canopy USA, as per David Klein, has a pretty big cash position on their balance sheet. So that is good to know. But we'll go through the details here. So they go through just a lot of the regular mumbo jumbo, saying that, their common shares will be distributed at market prices prevailing at the time of each sale, etc. But here's what I wanted to highlight. Canopy Growth intends to use the net proceeds from the ATM program, if any, for investments in businesses and or to fund any potential future acquisitions, and for working capital and general corporate purposes, which may include the repayment of indebtedness, which has been significantly reduced over the prior 18 months. So the indebtedness and the corporate purpose and the working capital portions, that is not generally what you want to see. If you remember Tilray's 250 million ATM, it was for international assets and US assets, essentially. So they were looking at future acquisitions and investments, and they didn't mention working capital or general corporate purposes. You generally never want to see that, because something similar happened with Acreage in this video. If you take a look at that video and that article from Acreage, and they're raising 10 million, they said it's basically for the same thing, to keep the lights on. So that is not what you want to see. But the fact that it's coupled with potential future acquisitions, and they just acquired Jetty and Wana, and they're working on Acreage. Acreage has debt, so maybe it's all has to do with that, and then potential acquisitions. So I think there's some good and bad here, but overall, saying has never been more true. Show me the chart, I'll tell you the news. And I've seen tons of people saying, "Oh, I wish other MJ stocks would have the movement that Canopy has." Well, here we are down over 5%. Well, we were down over 5% at one point here pre-market, and we have key support there at the low of 740. So if we lose 740, we have a lack of support all the way down to about 609. And in my videos, I've been saying, watch for a monthly higher low to form somewhere around the 618 and the 786, which would put us somewhere around 740 and 532. Here we are at 740. And then the next level to be looking at would be somewhere around that 532 area. We do have a lot of support though. In the $6 area. I brought this up yesterday. So if we just bring up CGC here on the weekly time frame, we do have the 50 weekly there at 618. And then on the daily time frame, we do have the 200-day moving average sitting at 651. So a lot of support. Like I said, I think we're gonna expect a monthly higher low somewhere around that, between that 7 and low 7s and high 6s, but it's very possible that we go back to $5. It's really going to depend on, the sector. Are we going to see weakness in the broader market and headwinds there? Are we going to see the sector continue to bleed out leading into the end of the comment period, which is July 22nd with regards to rescheduling? I think that's the most likely scenario. Everybody's going to think it's a summer lull and drop off in activity. Most people will be proven right for the first month or so. And then I think toward the tail end of July and August is where we're really going to start to see things heat up, and we're going to see monthly uptrends confirmed. By then we should have a monthly higher low on a lot of these names. CGC working on its monthly higher low, still yet to change the monthly trend. Same thing with ACB, same thing with Tilray, same thing with OGI. So again, similar thing with OGI. Monthly bounce, we came all off the low. We had a monster bounce, over 200%, and then they announced dilution, and then we started monthly consolidation. So very reminiscent of that, right? So we need to. That's why we can't just have tunnel vision into one MJ stock. We can't just be looking at Canopy. Even if you only own Canopy, you're not getting a lot of the picture, right? You're not getting the bigger picture. And you would see that CDC is actually one of the weaker ones that's in a monthly downtrend. It was just beaten down more, so it had a bigger move, right? It went up over 440%. From the lows there, and it's easy for people to feel FOMO, right? Fear of missing out. So let this be a lesson. Learn how to determine what trends are, uptrends and downtrends, and then look at how beaten down we are compared to the rest of the peers in the sector. Are we in a monthly uptrend? Look at other sectors, look at other names in the sector rather, and see what they're doing. Canopy raised 50 million, OGI raised, Tilray raised. So the writing was on the wall, and we know Canopy isn't profitable yet either. So how are they going to continue if they're not profitable, right? They're going to more than likely have to do some sort of, debt with regards to whether it's non-dilutive or dilutive, right? And they're going to tap the equity markets. The whole reason why companies go public is to raise money from the public. And if they're not yet profitable, well, we need to expect further dilution. And this is something that I've been screaming from the rooftop now. And it could happen again because it's probably going to be, at least a year or two before Canopy really hits any kind of, EPS positive or anything like that, right? So we should expect more losses for at least another year or two, in my opinion. But anything sooner than that would just be gravy, obviously. But let me know what you think of this news in the comment section below. We'll continue the conversation there. It's Rod with Pow Group. Thanks again for joining us in the Pursuit of Wealth. Hopefully you found this video helpful. If you did, smash the like, share it with your network, and we'll see you on the next update. Take care.